What am I going to do if Trump gets reelected? Probably get a significant tax break.
And I literally, whenever somebody would say fake news, I thought to myself, immediately, my immediate reaction was, you dirty hillbilly. That's what I thought to myself. Everything is fake news. The man couldn't have been more right.
Because I was told I was black and I should vote Democrat. So I voted Democrat. I'm not doing that no more.
Good.
And after I'm witnessing them trying to take down Trump as much as possible to keep him from getting back in that White House, that makes me want to vote for him more and more and more.
What am I going to do if Trump gets reelected? Probably get a significant tax break.
The importance of economic policies that put American families and workers first.
Hello, friends. We got a good one for you today. We're going to go to a series of videos of people who walked away from the Democratic Party are now going to vote for Trump. This is beautiful to listen to their perspective, because I love to hear the voices of the people, because I think politicians can say a whole lot of things, but when the people, the grassroots, the people at the very bottom are talking, these are the people we need to be listening to, because they know what's going on. They're dealing with the real issues. When their perspective and their thoughts is what really matters to me, not all these other politicians who are just talking because they're supposed to be talking. A lot of time they're just not being real. So these are the people that I consider to be the most real individuals and honest people in the world. So let's take a listen to this. All of these videos are coming from Black Conservative 24. I'm going to put a link in the description below to his YouTube channel. Without further ado, let us get into the heart of the message.
Dude, every day that I'm alive, I understand where Donald Trump was coming from even more. And just saying that is going to make some people, their heads turn into a bottle cap and you shook and fly off of their body. That's what, just because, and why? Like, think to yourself, like, actually why? It's like, well, I hate him. Why, though? Why? Because somebody said. Because somebody told you to, dude. Because somebody told you to, or somebody told you something that he said. Almost all of the time, it isn't what he said. And Donald Trump is just one example. It's fucking crazy. I used to think to myself, I was super liberal. I used to be super liberal. And, I literally, whenever somebody would say fake news, I thought to myself, immediately, my immediate reaction was, you dirty hillbilly. That's what I thought to myself. Everything is fake news. The man couldn't have been more right.
Exactly. And I think it's really good to hear people are now waking up realizing that Mr. Trump was way ahead of his time. A lot of things that he said, you don't have to agree with everything he said, of course. But a lot of what he said was true. I begin to realize a lot of what the news media is reporting is fake. Not only the things that are reporting that are fake and is centered upon a particular narrative, but also is what they are not reporting, the real issues, things that are happening in Ukraine, in different places. They leave you completely ignorant of the facts. So Trump was correct when he said fake news. Okay, this is Charles Barkley now. I love what he had to say. Take a listen.
We're all part of a game that we don't even know we're in. Because let's get one straight. The Democrats and the Republicans are both full of shit. And they said that you got to pick a team. You got to pick a team. But what does the team actually do for you? Absolutely nothing. I voted Democratic my entire life. My entire life. And I'm starting to think like, man, everybody in my hometown is still poor. Man, all the black neighborhoods are still poor. They all go to schools, and we've been voted Democratic for 59 years. I've been on the earth. And then I was like, at least the Republicans, they just going to take care of the rich folks. I think the point I try to tell people now, man, if you're waiting on these political parties to make your life better, you just wrong.
So what do you do, though?
You got to handle your own business, Chan. You got to handle your own business. Like, you can't sit around and say, hey, I want this party. You have to take control of your life.
This is what I call common sense. This is what I call common sense. Now, I don't personally agree that voting Democrats alone is the issue or voting Republicans alone is the issue. because I do believe politicians have a role to play in either making the country better or making the country worse. So I do believe supporting the right candidate does actually make a difference. However, we should never put our trust in them. Actually, we should put our trust in Jesus and do the best that we can.
I voted for Biden. That's probably why Trump lost. I'm one of them 7 million votes that he didn't get. Because I voted because I was told I was black and I should vote Democrat. So I voted Democrat. I'm not doing that no more.
Good.
And after I'm witnessing them trying to take down Trump as much as possible to keep him from getting back in that White House, that makes me want to vote for him more and more and more.
Good. Good for you.
We need somebody in there that's real. Not these puppets like Biden. Biden is a puppet. He get in there, he get in front of that camera, and he does what they tell him to do.
Exactly.
Trump wasn't going to let them tell him what to do. See, that's why I'm looking back on all this shit now. And I'm not going to let another black person or another white person tell me who to vote for. Trump 2024. That's all I got to say.
Did you see that recent video that went viral with Mr. Biden just had no idea what to do with himself? And you could also tell that he has to follow a particular talking point.
I'm not supposed to be having this press conference. I'm not supposed to be answering all these questions. I'm going to get in trouble with my staff. Yeah, go ahead, but I pretend that you didn't answer you. I'm not supposed to take any questions, but go ahead.
We need you to move. We need you to move. We need you to move. Thank you. Let them get on with the meeting. Thank you.
Criticism that this.
You're trying to compromise by your family's business relationship.
Sir, Mr. President.
Ask the question. We're going to have more polite people. God bless you all. May God protect our troops. Thank you.
What's this? It says everything I want to.
To put it simply, we don't have a president in the White House. We just have an empty suit being controlled by somebody else. I wonder who could that possibly be?
It's about Obama because all roads lead to Obama.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
Who is voting for Trump? The audacity to ask that question. First of all, I'm not voting for a racist. Second of all, I'm not voting for someone that put our country in debt. Third, I'm not voting for a candidate that's divisive. Fourth, I'm not voting for a candidate that has made racially explicit comments towards black and brown communities. So no, to answer your question, I am not voting for Joe Biden. All that stuff is Joe Biden.
That's a good one.
I'm voting for Donald Trump, baby.
Love it. Oh my goodness, that was spot on. That was well said.
Donald Trump, people always would criticize him for being too brash or too harsh with the way he did things or said things, or we don't like his personality. He's the same guy. You know who that is. And don't you want somebody who's authentic, who's real, who's not giving you a fake version of themselves?
Yep.
To me, I don't know that you could get better than that, because that's, you know, you really know what you're getting. And for all those people who would criticize him for, you know, the you know, kind of harsh way that he would say things, sometimes you need to hear the truth. Sometimes you need to have the tough love. And that is also what our enemies respected, and that's why they never tried anything with America.
All right, the next video we have is a black man apologizes. He apologizes to Donald Trump because he now realized, hey man, Trump was right the whole time, and I was wrong for thinking the way that I thought of him. The media has brainwashed me. I didn't realize what was really going on. He has waken up. Take a listen.
Hello, people. How you doing? I was just sitting here and it just swelled up something in my spirit. I'm just going to come on here and say it, man. Mr. President Donald Trump, I want to meet you so bad. Mainly to apologize face to face for allowing the media to influence my opinion of you.
Good for you.
I've been digging and doing my research, man. So many hidden things that they hid, that they hid, that you were doing. If you run again, you have my vote this time.
Nice.
I'm not a media puppet
Nice.
anymore.
Mm.
I see.
I see.
I really don't know too much about anything except for the last 3 months, 4 months. I wish you had stayed president. 2 terms. Shoot. 4. Now, please, people, don't give me no hell for saying this. I really don't give a damn if you do, but man, if y'all knew some of the things that I know, some of you already do about the president we just had and the president we have now, you'd be trying to go to another country somewhere. Mr. President Donald Trump, may God protect and bless you.
Amen. Amen.
Deuces. That means peace, in case you didn't know.
What does this tell you when you watch these videos? It's telling you the media has been playing with people's mind. They've been playing with people's mind for a long time. And I think that's why people are now waking up and beginning to speak. Now that we have a president such as Joe Biden in everything that he has been doing, right? Which I don't necessarily blame him. I think he's being handled by somebody else. Who knows who that person is? But the thing is, when you have a president such as Joe Biden, who is not in a very good condition, mentally speaking, and we're not making fun here in this channel because we understand health issues are health issues. It's nothing, something to laugh at. But when you look at some of the things that he has done and how he has brought this country to this deplorable condition, we are in a place where we've never been before. He's totally destroyed the economy and has done things to this country that I don't know how anybody can speak in a positive way about Joe Biden and not be honest about it. When things like this happen, people now begin to realize and wake up to the fact that Donald Trump was actually a good president after all. Shame on us. It took us years to realize that.
Here now is our voter panel. We have a Democrat, Jamil Jackson, and we have Republican Stacey Fox. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning. I know that you're a Democrat. You're more conservative Democrat, right?
Yes.
Who do you like in this election?
I think I'm mostly geared towards Donald Trump.
Really?
I think I've seen, yes, I have seen the pullout of Afghanistan from Joe Biden, and then I watched him check his watch during the funeral of the servicemen. And I think if we were to go to a war, I'm prime age to be drafted, and I don't want him to check his watch while they're burying me. I don't believe that he's a competent commander-in-chief, and then he'd probably blame my death on climate change in the same way he blamed the pullout in Afghanistan on Donald Trump. I've seen no form of accountability in this administration. I think this is what's going to change my vote from formerly Joe Biden to Donald Trump.
I wonder if a lot of other Democrats feel the same way you do, Jamil. Jamil, what do you think will happen in this? Because over the last 3 years, voters have lost faith in the mental soundness of Joe Biden. You can see it when asked 3 years ago compared to now. The majority of individuals that were asked don't have confidence in his mental soundness. Is that going to be a big issue? Do you think he'll sustain? Will he go through this election, or will they choose another candidate?
I think they're already in the process of choosing another candidate. In the past couple of weeks, we've seen Kamala Harris do more interviews than we've ever done. We saw Governor Newsom do an interview with Chuck Todd just last weekend. We're seeing people rise out of the woodwork. And I think the leftist media, they won't cover his mental soundness. They cover his age. But that's just false. That's a distraction and an off-ramp for President Biden, because there are so many other politicians his age who people like, and they are mentally sound. The leftist media isn't covering Joe Biden when he went to Vietnam and he's saying he didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to say. He just wanted to go to bed. They didn't cover what he said to the victims in Maui. They're also not covering the evidence in the impeachment inquiry. And I think this is them giving a warning call to Biden, saying, we've married ourselves to you, but if you're going to go down, we're not going to go down with you. And it's only a matter of time before they start endorsing someone else. So I think they're just giving him this off-ramp and telling him, just say it's your age and walk off into the sunset.
I find this one to be very interesting. Black men shift slightly toward Trump in the record numbers poll shows. Slightly? I don't think so. The numbers are growing a lot higher than you thought. And by the way, if they lose the black vote, they lose just about everything, because without the vote of the minority, the Democratic Party has no hope. And things are changing. And it's good to see people waking up and now realizing, I could say I'm one of those individuals who once thought that Trump was not a good president. I was never so much an anti-Trump. I didn't know what to do so much, but I was somewhat brainwashed by the media as well, to the point where I voted for nobody. I was more like in the middle and say, I don't know who to believe in. I'm just going to stay in the middle until I begin to do my research and begin to ask some number of questions and watch a number of videos and read some more articles. And I realized, wait a minute, we've been lied to. So listen, friends, I want to close up by sharing this verse with you and be done. If you're going to get into politics of any sort, please do your homework. The heart of the righteous studieth to answer, but the mouth of the wicked pour out evil things. And I want to highlight this because from a biblical perspective, it's always good to do your own research and understand how you can answer matters and facts for what they are. And I think a lot of times when you translate this from a spiritual perspective to a political perspective as well, what you get the sense of, people are voting for things. They have no idea what they're voting for, or they're not doing their research. They're not informed voters. That's a problem. We need to do our research before we talk and respond to the media outrage and perspective and the fake news propaganda. Take some time to do some homework. And that's the lesson that I've learned throughout this whole thing, is that it is so significant to study, to learn, to research, and to understand what you are voting for and who you are voting for, the policies that are behind some of these candidates as well, and to know how it can impact your city, your community, your entire state. It's a serious matter, and the country as a whole could benefit from this perspective. So I would say be careful with the media, do your own homework, do your own research, come to a perspective on understanding what your values are, and vote for the people that best represent you. This is where I stand when it comes to that. Link in the description below. Like and subscribe to the page. Click the bell icon for more. If you enjoyed this video, have a good one. Bye.